Good evening. I felt like I needed to share my KoRn story with a few more details in it. Um, Back in, we'll say 2015, no, 2018, I was in the middle of high worship, which means I was in the thick of the Lord's presence, and I tasted Frito corn chips. And I had heard that the Lord, His presence smells like flowers, specifically roses. And so I thought, wow, God, you taste like corn chips. That's awesome. And then I think the next week He did it to me again during worship at the garden. And I love the garden worship. Let's just go there for a minute. That is one of my favorite places to worship in the world. Not that I've been to a lot of places except Mexico and the coast of California. Um, I love the river. I love what they carry. And I love the garden. They have an exuberant vibe there that I resonate with. So that was interesting. And then fast forward to 2020, I move in with a lady, and she likes heavy metal. And I never listen to heavy metal. I had heard about some guy like in 1999, or I don't even know the year he got saved. He went to Valley Bible and his name was Head, and I imagined like a head of lettuce. And he got saved, and he was from the band KoRn. Never heard him, never saw him on my radar, never even saw him in a commercial or at a friend's house or heard him on the radio, never heard their name, never heard their music once my whole life. Moving with this lady in 2020, she introduces me to Metallica, and I'm watching songs and God speaking to me at seminary at the garden and says, I want to rock with you. And I was like, really? This is interesting, Lord. He's like, yeah. This is happening. And I was like, okay. What does that mean, Lord? I was in the middle of seminary. It was Christmas. And they were playing Michael Jackson, I Want to Rock With You. And I gotta whisper because people are sleeping. And so I thought, okay, that's a lot funner than what I'm doing right now. Hello. So that really blew my doors off of my theology with the Lord. And I was living with that lady at the same time. And I went to the bathroom one day, and the TV had on loud YouTube. I was practicing singing. By that point, he had made me feel really uneasy about writing and praying and doing my prayer meetings every morning, doing my AA meetings every day, and writing books. It was like I just didn't feel like I had a place. And I said, Lord, what are you doing? And he kept leading me in the word. Those that have joy, sing. Those that have joy, sing a new song. Those that have joy, sing praises to God. And I know I have the gift of joy because the Lord healed my heart a lot. So I was like, okay. He did give me a vision back in 2009 of a microphone and a pink suit, similar to Elvis Presley, no less. When I saw a rave in heaven, I also saw my mansion in heaven, and it had a empty arena, similar to the one at the garden. And I like to worship. So here I am at the garden, and they're wearing Led Zeppelin shirts on the worship team. And I'm listening to Arctic Monkey. I put my head out. I was like, that sounds like Strokin'. You know, it was a classic song in the 80s. And here's this Arctic Monkey modern song, and they've got this old sound to this modern band, and I forget forget what song exactly it sounded like, but it sounded really good. And so, long story short, I got into rock and roll. I started rocking. I started listening to music in her car. She would listen to Metallica. And she said, "Don't you ever listen to KoRn? They're from Bakersfield." And as soon as she said that, I thought about the corn chips. I was like, I need to look these guys up. So I did. I like this part. And I saw Brian Head Welch. And he was the Christian that they were talking about, Head. So I associated that. And then I was looking on my pastor in Minneapolis, and he has the Brian Head Welch bunk bed room. And I was like, okay, that's a cool connection. And I looked at Brian Head Welch and was like, damn, he's cute. I was a little taken aback by the hair and the tattoos for a minute, but I was very attracted to him instantly. Like it was bing, instant. Like, holy shit, Lord, you were having a good day when you made Brian Head Welch. Right? Sorry for the cussing if you're a Christian. And while living with that lady, the Lord told me I was going to catch a bullet. I thought, okay, this is new. Am I going to be out on the street with gangsters? What's going on, Lord? I've done a lot of spiritual warfare, but this is different. So I'm laying in bed one night, and my hand literally went like that, and it cut a bullet really hard. I was like, that was a trip, dude. So that happened. And in 1999, just a random 90 years, I was at prayer meeting at the river. It was the vineyard back then. And one of the ladies said, I see us all in the river of life at the throne of God, and we all have white robes on. But Tracy, you have a red robe on. And I was like, oh, is that bad? And so yeah, that was interesting. So yeah, I'm a little warrior. God made me a warrior. And now he's made me a singer. And now he's made me want to just be friends with the guys and sing, because I'm really tired of pursuing any romance. It doesn't work on the woman's end. If the guy doesn't pursue it, it's not good. So I have to let it go. But another caveat, 1998, John William Davies, whose dad's name is Rick, said something about his parents marrying gregarious people, or his mom and uncle both marrying gregarious people, and a little arrow went in my heart and it never left. And I was like, he's intelligent. I like his words. And then my mom, I said, Mom, why, I keep trying to give this to God. I just want to live a normal life. What's going on? Well, God sets some of us up to be blessed, so our blessings are delayed. I kept trying to give it back to God. I just want someone now, Lord. Here, take him back, And he wouldn't. He would just confirm it with the song, like, Melt With You. He let me feel the most wonderful feelings of love, excitement, and peace all at once. And I said, Mom, why do you think God would give me that download? What's your take on it? She said, well, it may not be him, Maybe he's going to introduce you to your husband. KoRn, lead singer, his name is John Davis. His dad's name is Rick, I found out. Did a little research on the guys there. Yeah, I have a lot of time on my hands. It's creepy. Sorry, it is. The Lord said, less phoning, more living, Trace. So I went out with my guitar this week and made happy music for a sad world and got to play music for the kids at the welfare office. It was fun. So I'm becoming the person that I want to be with. And I'm not that gregarious, actually. I'm more of an introvert, but I like to perform. I'm an alto and I like to sing, but I have convictions and I don't really want to pronounce or announce or confess things that are not kingdom. So I see myself now as a rocker and a worshiper and changing words in rock songs. So the Lord started getting lighting my fire and I started singing, Highway to Love and Back in Black. He showed me that black is the depths of God's love. So the KoRn story is that some weird thing with the bullet and the thing in the yellow, orange, and red, he's always shown that to me. He showed it to me before I moved to Santa Barbara and I met a queen and I had a butterfly land on me and he gave me double lunch because I waited so long. So he's got a lot of blessings for me. And then in their video, Freak on a Leash or Follow the Leader, I don't know what the name of it is. I think it's Freak. There's a girl in there and she leads the pack, and then they have the yellow, orange, red balloon, and they have a bullet going through the whole video. And so it's just weird that I caught a bullet and that God speaks to me through colors. And I tasted corn chips. I don't think that all is an imaginational thing. I think that is God, because I really like music. I really like rock and roll, and I really have to be in love with Jesus. And I feel his heartbeat in rock and roll, but it needs to be Jesus focused. When it's not, it kind of drains me. So I like heavy metal now. I like the KoRn songs. I just change them, like cold. I change it to called. I have positive words for it. The Another World, I put seal me, fill me. My lack is now up against the wall because your magic spell don't work anymore. And I break all the spells around me. I break down all the enemy's little card houses all the time. It's a long story, but it works. So yeah, I just wanted to share again my KoRn story, and that waiting a long time is part of it. And God re-inspired me tonight to do music and to really pursue it and to go for my dreams with or without, meeting them first. Maybe they're not going to do anything until I do my own thing. I don't know. But, I just have to leave it in open hands because God showed me that KoRn actually stands for Kingdom Outpouring right now and his kingdom. So that'll be interesting to see how that transpires. But I feel like he wants them to change the way that they write out KoRn, and just do like a small K, period, O, period, R, period, N, period, like just small caps, and just put a period behind each one. It's like, just kind of get small and just kind of lay down the ego and just let Jesus be famous and see how much your joy increases. You'll feel his presence when you do what he wants. That's my vision anyway. It may not be yours. But yeah. He won't let me get away with it. I keep giving him back to him like, this hurts, Lord. He's not even responding, and if he's trying to do piano posts, because I put up a piano post, it's kind of like, that's not enough, man. I'm putting all my eggs in this basket, and that's not very reassuring. No contact at all. I haven't had any contact with any of them. Maybe some fakes. I get some fake text from a John Davis. But, I have to be equally yoked with somebody that knows the kingdom, that knows Jesus for years, because takes some character. So, anyways, I've had a lot of people tell me that, it's not a green light with Brian, and I didn't listen, man. I just sent him stuff, gifts and things, and found out where he was speaking and sent him flowers, and it wasn't received very well. It kind of was heartbreaking, and I didn't want to keep doing it, but I don't have any choice, really. God's not giving me anybody else, so the real, test is still going. The waiting is the hardest part. So that's my KoRn story, and the John Davies is married, as far as I know, and he's a pretty faithful guy. I don't see him ever getting a divorce because that's not his style. So yeah, I hope I end up at least singing for KoRn. That's my, I'm getting over myself now. It's like, maybe I'm just supposed to sing for KoRn. But I mean, who wouldn't be enamored by rock stars? So I gotta take better care of myself. I'm kind of in a slump, but I feel like God's gonna bless me anyway, just to show that it had nothing to do with me. God just wants to bless people sometimes. So, anyways, that's my KoRn story. Have a good night.